10 years had passed since the bloody end of the American Civil War. But the wounds of that conflict still smoldered like a fire hidden beneath the ashes. The nation had just begun to rise from its ruins. Yet something was forming in the shadows, a political storm that could ignite the country once again. The year was 1876. An election between two men, Samuel Tilden of the Democratic Party and Rutherford Hayes of the Republican Party. The result? Confusion, anger, and accusations of fraud spread across the United States. Was the nation truly on the brink of another civil war? Let's find out. In 1865, the American Civil War had ended. The North had triumphed, slavery was abolished, but a deep divide between North and South remained. The Reconstruction era began, a time when the federal government tried to rebuild the South and integrate newly freed black citizens into society. But in the South, hatred and racism still lived on. Groups like the Ku Klux Klan rose to power, and tensions between the states began to rise again. In that atmosphere of fear and division, the year 1876 arrived, a year that would change everything. The presidential election between Tilden and Hayes became one of the most controversial in American history. Tilden narrowly won the popular vote, but four states, Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina, and Oregon, reported disputed results. Both parties claimed victory. Polling stations were filled with violence, threats, and corruption. People shouted in the streets, "Are we going to war again?" And newspapers began to call it America's second crisis. To prevent disaster, Congress formed a special commission. 15 men, 8 Republicans, 7 Democrats. After weeks of argument, the final vote was cast. Rutherford Hayes became president by just one single vote. But it was only possible through a secret deal, a bargain known as the Compromise of 1877. In this agreement, Republicans promised to withdraw federal troops from the South, and in return, Democrats accepted the result. America had stepped back from the edge of war, but at a terrible cost: the end of Reconstruction and the birth of legal segregation in the South. In 1876, the United States stood only one decision, one vote, and one compromise away from destruction. History reminds us, sometimes nations are saved not by war, but by the fear of war itself. If you enjoyed uncovering this hidden piece of history, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more untold stories from the past. Now it's your turn. Do you think that without the Compromise of 1877, America would have faced a second civil war? Share your thoughts in the comments. We might explore your idea in the next video.